Hey tubers, it's Tony, and today I'm more so going to explain to you the process of how to replace your radiator support on a 2017 Hyundai Elantra. This is the SE model 2.0 liter motor. I suspect the process will be the same for just about any Hyundai Elantra that you currently drive out there today. For those of you who are wondering why am I going to explain this to you as opposed to showing you, right quick guys, yesterday I had the vehicle torn apart, ready to make this video. We got a tornado warning in our area, so I had to hurry up and put the vehicle back together for the customer because she didn't have a garage for me to work in. Luckily, I was able to get the car back together in the nick of time. As usual, guys, you will need a set of tools when doing any auto mechanic job, but today I will outline the specific tools you'll need to get this particular job done. For those of you wondering what does a radiator support look like and what does it do, there's your old radiator support. That is what's behind your bumper, guys. Your radiator would sit in the middle of that. And what happened was my customer hit a high curb and broke the radiator support on both sides. And you do need a functioning radiator support to hold your radiator in place and protect it. Just to let you look at the top of your radiator support, basically what you're going to be doing, guys, is transferring everywhere where there's a white mark. You're going to transfer something from the old radiator support over to the new radiator support. This is a really easy job, guys. Don't panic. You're going to have to take the bumper off the car. It's extremely easy. I'm going to give you all the steps as to what you need to do to replace the bumper. If you're not a car savvy person, guys, with respect to figuring out a couple of simple things on your own, partner up with a more savvier person than you, and between the two of you, I'm confident that you'll be able to get this job done successfully. FYI, guys, if you find yourself needing a radiator support, do not go to the dealership. They want like $750 to $800 depending on where your car was made. Also, be warned, if you go to an auto mechanic, and I've already tested this to see if the auto mechanics would be fair. I didn't need them to do the job. I just wanted to test the mechanic. I went to a mechanic to see what he would charge me for this little piece of plastic. He wanted to charge me $720 for a used radiator support, and he wanted another $450 to install it. That's a joke. Go to carparts.com, guys. I spent $121 for new radiator support plus shipping. It was like $29 shipping. That's far cheaper than what the dealership wants and a lot less than what the auto mechanic will try and rip you off for. Okay, guys, here are the tools that you'll need to do this job successfully. A short and a longer 3/8 driver will come in handy. A 3/8 ratchet, a flat blade screwdriver, a pair of needle nose pliers, and the needle nose pliers will be used to squeeze a clip that's behind here so that you can pull the front fender or bumper loose. 10mm wrench. This wrench will be used to break one of the two 10mm retaining bolts that's back here loose. 10mm socket, which will come in handy as most of the bolts that you'll need to break loose are 10mm bolts. A 13mm socket to break the headlight, one of the headlight bolts loose. I don't know why they did that. For the most part, guys, again, take your time. This is a very easy, doable job. Partner up with a buddy is my recommendation. Make a video as you go along and take things apart so that you understand what you're doing. In the event you should have a question or concern, you can go back to your pictures or your video and correct whatever your concern or issue is. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time here, guys. I'm going to quickly run through this because this is really easy. Again, follow my simple step-by-step instructions and you'll be able to do this job easily. One of the first things you want to do before starting this job is disconnect the black cable from your battery. The reason you're going to do that is because you're going to unbolt two airbag sensors, one there, one there. They're retained by a 10mm bolt, guys. You don't want to prematurely set off the airbag by having power connected from the battery, so disconnect them. So after you disconnect the battery, guys, you want to jack up the front of the vehicle and place the front of the vehicle on 2 jack stands. Make sure that the vehicle is secure on the jack stands. Then you want to remove both wheels. I'm not going to waste your time telling you how to jack a vehicle up and remove both wheels. Again, if you can't figure that out, partner up with someone else that knows what they're doing, and they'll get you through that process. Once you jack the vehicle up and place it securely on jack stands, what you're going to do is on the bottom of the bumper, there are a number of retaining clips. You want to remove those. And then there are 2 10mm bolts, one about here and one over here somewhere. You want to break those 2 10mm bolts loose and let the bottom cover just hang there, okay? What do those clips look like, guys? They look just like this clip right here in front of me. How do you get the clips loose, guys? Take a flat blade screwdriver, pluck it underneath the clip, pull the head of the clip up, and then you can take the entire clip loose. Just that simple, guys, okay? So once you break the bottom cover loose, guys, the next thing you're gonna do is I'm gonna go through everything right quick that you need to touch, meaning break loose, in order to get your bumper off. So I'm only gonna do that one time because it's really simple. The first thing you wanna do is go to the headlight assembly. See that little tab down there, guys? Push it down, and then you can pull the electrical connector away from the headlight assembly. Do that on the left side. The next thing you want to do is remove this airbox housing right here, retained by a 10mm bolt. One there, one there. Then you can grab this and pull this out the way. Break loose this 10mm bolt here, that 10mm bolt there. Let that hang there, okay? Once you remove this housing, guys, you want to disconnect the hood latch cable. It's pretty self-explanatory, guys. I'm not going to waste your time with that. The next thing you want to do is unbolt this 10mm bolt that holds the airbag sensor in and let it hang there, because you're going to rebolt this to the new radiator support. Do the same thing on the other side for the other airbag sensor, okay? Now that you've done that, guys, everything that I touch with my finger is something that you're going to unbolt, remove, and or transfer to the new radiator support. Unbolt this 13mm bolt, 2 10mm bolts, all of these clips. Unbolt the 4 10mm bolts for this hood latch, transfer it to the new radiator support. There's a wire back there that runs all the way down here. Disconnect the electrical connector. Squeeze this in with a pair of needle nose pliers, push it down. On the bottom of this is the same type of clip as that. Squeeze it in, remove this, and transfer it to the new radiator support, okay? When you put the new radiator support in and go to put the new hood latch in, just run the wire through, run it all the way back, and make sure it's hooked up. Clip, 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 10mm bolts, 13mm bolts. In some instances, guys, you can try and take the headlight assembly out before removing the bumper. In other instances, you may have to, after you unbolt the headlight assembly, you may need to take the bumper off in order to get the headlights out. If that is the case, be prepared to catch your headlights so that you don't drop them, okay? Very importantly. So I want you to also keep in mind that when you go to pull the old radiator support out, pull it towards you. If you find that it's not coming out, guys, I believe on both sides of the radiator support, on the radiator, there are 2 10mm bolts that actually are holding the radiator to the radiator support. So lean the old radiator support towards you, look down there, remove those 2 10mm bolts, and then you can pull out the radiator support. So let's talk about how to get the bumper off right quick, okay? Okay, guys, you're gonna come to either side of the vehicle, look for this seam here, okay, on the front bumper. Right up here are 2 10mm bolts and a clip. Let's see if I can show that to you right quick. Okay, very good. There is a 10mm bolt there that you'll need to remove. Back there, that white thing is a plastic clip, guys. You're going to simply take needle nose pliers and squeeze the end of it, and then you can pull the front bumper this way and release it. Down there is a 10mm bolt right there that you're going to need a 10mm wrench to break loose. Do this on the other side, guys, and your bumper will fall free. With the bumper off of the car, guys, right quick, what you're going to notice is there's a metal protective frame back here. In the event, it's like a bar. In the event that your vehicle is in an accident, there's a metal bar bolted here. It comes out, runs all the way over here, and gets bolted in right here. It's right behind your bumper. You are going to need to remove that to get your old radiator support out. I say again, you will need to remove that to get your old radiator support out. It is held by, I think, two 10mm bolts and a number of 13mm bolts. You're going to see that. It's easy and simple. Once you remove that metal bar, you can take out your old radiator support. When you go to put that bar back in, get a buddy to help you. When you go to put the bumper back in, put your headlights in first, then put your bumper on, get a buddy to help you. When you go to install your bumper, don't just push this stuff in, guys. Get a flashlight, look up in there. That plastic clip that I spoke of, what you want to do is make sure it's aligned with its hole before you actually push it in, okay? And then it's that simple. Put in your two 10mm retaining bolts, and you're good to go. Do that on both sides. Just remember, guys, everything that you're going to take apart goes back together in the reverse order that you will use to take it apart. In the end, do a dummy check. Make sure everything is hooked back up. You want to hook up your electrical connector for your lights, your airbag sensor. You want to make sure this wire is connected. Reconnect. Bolt it down, bolt it down, bolt it down, reconnect the hood latch, bolt down the sensor, reconnect the light, put all your bolts and clips back on across the front. Make sure you put all your clips, retainer clips on the bottom, and then for the most part, you're good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run indoors right quick, guys, show you a picture of what the front of the vehicle looks like after I've taken it apart, so you'll see what you're dealing with, and then we can wrap this video up. So hold tight. Okay, tubers, we're now indoors at my computer screen, and what you see in front of you is the photograph I took of what the vehicle looks like after you remove the front bumper. There's that metal brace that I told you about that you're going to need to remove from the vehicle. Keep in mind, it's really easy, guys. There are a number of bolts there that you need to remove. You'll see it. I'm not going to waste my time showing it to you. Remove that bracket. There are some more bolts on this side, and that metal frame will just fall off. Remember, when you go to put it back on, have a buddy to help you. Again, right quick, you're going to transfer this clip to the new radiator support, this supporting bracket. We already talked about the hood latch, unbolting it, another supporting bracket, another clip. This little protective cover here, guys, there are a number of bolts that hold it in. I believe they're 10mm, but you'll figure that out. There's another supporting or protective thing over here, guys, that you're going to move and transfer to the new radiator support. It's just that simple, guys, okay? That's it. I've given you all the instructions on what you need to do and know to replace your radiator support. I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. Thanks for watching. And one last time, I'm going to give you a good view of what that bracket looks like that you need to remove before you can pull out your radiator support. It's just that simple, guys. And I liked doing it this way, guys. Actually, it was a little bit better because it allowed me to really focus on all the key points that you need to know to get this job done correctly. It's a real easy, simple, doable job. Take your time, pair up with a buddy if you're not that savvy. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.